Yeah, welcome back to the next part of our conference. First of all, we will present the second welcome address by the president of the Club of Rome, Paul Shrivastava. He is originally from India and is now a professor in the US, but working especially also mainly as the president of the Club of Rome. After that, I will give the floor to Melba. She is presenting our next session on health. So Melba, you can just take over immediately after the end of the video by Paul Shrivastava. Okay, thank you. Video up, please. Thank you very much.
Dear friends, I'm Paul Shrivastava, co-president of the Club of Rome and professor at the Pennsylvania State University. Thank you to Benno Verlin for this opportunity to share some thoughts about living sustainably with joy and satisfaction. This is a very important topic and very under-researched and underexplored. Even though joy and sorrow are emotions we experience daily, we rarely think about how they connect to sustainable living. They are vital but forgotten elements of sustainability. We strive for sustainable living through our joys and sorrows, and sustainable living is manifested in them. So I want to congratulate the Jena Declaration for bringing a focus to this topic. And I want to illustrate the connection of joy and satisfaction with sustainable living through two personal stories. The first story is about my pet dog, Delphi, who was part of our family for 8 years. We loved and pampered Delphi in all sorts of impossible ways. We got her when she was a few months old, and we were in our late 60s. In the 8 years that she was with us, we became older and more fragile, and Delphi became stronger and more frisky. As a result, she caused us to fall multiple times. No amount of training and precaution seemed to work, and risks of falling continued to grow. Eventually, we had to rehome her. Giving up a pet is a sad experience. It broke our heart. We wept over it, but the sadness at having to separate from Delphi gave us a new appreciation of dogs and animals in general. We learned a lot about animal shelters, animal adoption processes, pet foster homes, animal safety, and lives of animals. We met animal rights activists. We experienced the compassion and sympathies of our friends, but also of strangers from various pet shelters. Eventually, on seeing Delphi happy in another home, gave us immense joy. Sadness and joy all morphed into a new appreciation of animals and all forms of life. It helped us to develop a new perspective on life and living in ways that regenerate life. My second story is about dieting for satisfaction. Recently, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. My doctor put me on a diet and some medications, and he said that my diet was to practice mindful eating, which in his terms meant I could eat any amount of anything at any time, as long as it truly gave me satisfaction. I had to seriously and truthfully apply this criteria of satisfaction to every piece of food or drink that I consumed. This, I found out later, is not a trivial exercise. It forced me to rethink everything about food: its nutritional value, its emotional value, its social value, its ingredients, its provenance, its processing, and the commerce, trade, and logistics underlying food. And most importantly, whether it really and truly was satisfying to me. A few months of doing this kind of questioning completely changed my consumption pattern, not only of food, but also of other things that I consumed. So much of my consumption until then had been unmindful, habitual, conformist, social, or occasion driven. It was not healthy nor satisfying. I learned a lot about food and a lot about what satisfies me. The key lesson from me from these experiences was that sustainable living is regenerative and mindful living. Nothing gives life, more meaning than joys, sorrows, and satisfaction. I hope that this conference will allow deep analysis, but also deep experience of joys and satisfaction among participants. My heartiest best wishes for a successful gathering. Thank you.